Gather round, those who cower in the shadow of giants. I've a tale for those who cannot yet weave their own. Wonder, adventure, and glory awaits. Rest your weary head, dear listener, as I regale you with my Bard Time stories. Bard Time Stories is partnered with Roleplay Lead, an organization out of Denver, Colorado that helps tweens and teens with anxiety, depression, ADHD, autism, and self-confidence issues develop social and leadership skills through Dungeons & Dragons. Find out more during the break. When last we left off, the party was tasked with hunting a near-legendary great white bear outside the city of Lorvale, and on their hunt befriended an older half-orc woman named Danaka, whom they soon learned was a werebear and was their target. Instead of killing her, however, they decided to try and help her overcome her lycanthropy, which they discovered was caused by Danaka's own wife, a Goliath woman named Rothi, who thought herself a paragon of the Wyldmother and the Moonweaver. Seeking at first to only claim some of Rothi's blood, it was quickly found that Rothi was only going to fight to the death. And so they did. With her now slain, Danaka was able to regain her own mind and seems to be freed from the curse she formerly bore. During the battle, the tunnel behind the party was closed off by rubble, and as Magnus and Freya worked to clear the path, Mealy and Saxifrage found a secret tunnel hidden within Rothi's chamber, while Laverra befriended a large white wolf that was once Rothi's guardian, naming him Apollo. They found the chamber led to an abandoned mine shaft that eventually split into two paths, one of which was marked by a mostly mummified corpse but led to the mouth of a cave serving as an exit into the Moonwilds near a small river. Danaka opted to stay here and make her own way through the wilderness. The other path twisted and turned until it revealed an old battered door with an ominous red glow and a rhythmic thumping inside. Inside the room was an old office space littered with books and empty vials, as well as a long dried skeleton with a heart-shaped red gem glowing in its ribcage. Freya proceeded to grab the gem, and the party ascended a long ladder in the corner of the room. As Saxifrage reached the top and pushed up the fake rock disguising the entrance, they were immediately shot with a crossbow bolt as they pushed through. Saxifrage, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
See, that's gonna be 23.
23. So, upon pushing your way through the top of this exit here and being shot in the chest immediately with a crossbow bolt, you see, you'd guess probably about 50 to 60 feet away, two familiar forms you'd seen a couple of days previous. There's a large, furred and tan bugbear sporting a very large backpack packed to the brim with wares and different things, as well as his small companion, the frogfolk named Chunk, who is kind of lying prone with his crossbow at the ready, aiming at you. It looks like he's proceeding to load another round.
Do I drop Apollo when I'm shot?
No, the actual, the opening itself is very, very tight and cramped. Mm-hmm. So you would basically be wedged there should you fall anyway.
Okay. I am going to try and throw Apollo out. So we're just in the middle of the Moonwilds.
Yeah, you pushed your way through this kind of disguised rock, mm-hmm. and it revealed just sunlight and this kind of, not necessarily clearing, but a bit of an open space within the Moonwilds. Okay.
So I would like to, try and just get Apollo out, because I'm worried that if I get shot again, I'm going to drop him.
Sure.
So...
go ahead and make a dexterity check.
That's a 10.
Okay. So while you're kind of trying to get yourself to a position where you can toss this larger wolf out into the opening here, you were shot at again by Chunk. Let's see. What is the total on that? Does a 16 hit?
Does not hit.
Okay, yeah. So the crossbow just barely kind of deflects off of your armored plating and embeds itself a couple of feet off into the dirt.
Chunk! Stop shooting!
You see, even in this kind of distance, he cocks his head.
You met me before. My name is Saxifrage. We met you on the road.
You see the large, kind of hunkered down form that was Throck hiding behind Chunk, essentially, kind of stand up to his full height. You!
Yes, I bought a card. You had...
Yeah, you.
Yeah, could...
Chunk, stop it. And he puts his big palm on Chunk's head again, kind of pushes him down. Stop. Friend.
Yes, I am a friend. I am going to shove this very large wolf out, not as an aggressive move, but because
You throw a wolf at us?
No, not at you. I just don't want to drop him, because it would be very far for him to fall. We climbed a long ways, and then I got shot at multiple times.
Okay.
Okay, I try lifting Apollo out again.
Yeah, you're able to shift a maneuver and get him up through the hole. Apollo kind of hops onto his feet and lands, kind of staring at you, looking back at Chunk and Throck.
I have more friends coming. You remember the people I was with before?
Yeah.
They are coming. Don't shoot at them.
Chunk begins to kind of rush up to Apollo as you're pulling yourself the rest of the way through. You see him just kind of look at him from all different angles and kind of hop around him, and whenever he can, he tries to touch it. Apollo is very confused looking and not enjoying this, but eventually the rest of you guys are up into this clearing as well.
Oh, hello, it's old friends! Old friends, hi! Hi, remember me?
Hi. How you come here?
We climbed.
Okay. Got stuff?
No, but how did you come here?
This outside. I'm just here.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Apollo eventually shies away from Chunk and goes back under you. Kind of nuzzles your shoulder a little bit, Laverra.
Laverra kind of wraps her wing around him and is like, "It's all right. These guys are friends."
Yeah. Chunk's just kind of hopping around him still, poking him with his dagger.
Chunk, don't poke him.
He's gonna take an attack at you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay. So he swipes at you with his dagger as you kind of try and kneel down to push him away. No! And he hops back and you see him kind of scurry up Throck's arm.
Your friend seems kind of upset. Is he okay?
He doesn't like people.
Aww.
Where you going?
Well, probably back to the city, because we explored all the routes in this cave we were just in, and then we came out here in the Moonwilds. So back to the city, probably. What do you guys think?
We just kind of figured we'd go up, see what was up.
I'm up. Okay. City's a long way. Long time away.
How long away?
I don't know. Smaller cities. Closer.
Which city?
Terran.
I don't know if I've ever been to Terran. I don't think I have.
Real small. We like it there. And he kind of pats Chunk on the back. Try to kill us there.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
I also like cities where they don't try to kill me.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have those dark nights, I'm happy to go.
How far away is Terran?
Like a short nap away.
Short nap. I like the sound of that.
How long is short nap though? Like when I take short nap, it's maybe till the sun goes from like close to the ground to slightly higher above the ground. But I know when Sax takes short naps, her eyes don't close, so I don't know how long they are.
Well, I also don't really nap. I enter in an active state, but I remain fully conscious. So I require a minimum of 6 hours for a full rest. I don't really nap.
Okay. And you see Throck kind of pull down his bag and start digging through it again. He pulls out that familiar clay pot that you'd seen him use before. He stuffs his head in, kind of mumbles something under his breath, and pulls it out, covered again in mayonnaise. So you want to come?
Yes. Also, I think I have more things to trade now.
Oh,
Also, why did you just stick your head in that pot?
because it makes food.
Nice.
You want? And he kind of shoves this jug full of mayonnaise into your face.
Mia's definitely gonna eat it the exact same way he did, because she's gonna assume that's how you do it. So she's gonna just shove her face in and then kind of pull it out. This is weird. I don't know how I like it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, rolled. Yeah, I like it. It's different.
Can I try making a different food?
Very warily puts the jug up to you.
So I just talk into it?
Maybe. Depends on what you want.
Okay.
Usually it's this.
Okay. What do you call this?
Mayonnaise.
That's what I thought, but I didn't really want to try it, so thank you. That curiosity is satisfied.
It's made from a man. Has it in the name?
Wait, it's made from what?
Obviously, it's made from man if it's named mayonnaise.
Mia just starts furiously trying to clean it off her face. You made me eat man!
From their nays, right? Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Magnus, let us think about this. If this is a magic device,
Mm-hmm.
then this isn't a real person in this mayonnaise. It's like a construct. So no
So
humans.
it's like robot nays?
Or-
like your nays? And
Potentially.
Magnus points to Sax's knees.
Yeah, potentially. Like made like I am made.
Mm-hmm.
But with magic and stuff.
Magic.
So,
Magic robot nays? Why would you call it mayonnaise then?
That's just what you say to make it happen.
Sax, you know how to read and write?
yes.
So, how do you spell mayonnaise?
Well, I don't really normally look at cookbooks.
You'd spell
So-
it like man, right? That's the first. That's M-A-N, right?
Right.
And then the nays, so that's like, that's a tricky word, right?
right.
It's got two N's, so it's M-A-N-N-A-A-S. Mayonnaise.
That sounds right.
Okay.
I'm
What if you say chicken into it?
chicken. Saxifrage says chicken directly into the pot.
Mayonnaise kind of sloshes around a little bit, but no change.
I reach in my hand and stir it around to see if there's like a chicken floating in that mayonnaise.
Okay. You pull your hand out and it is dripping with this fatty lard-like substance, but you were unable to find any chicken.
I tried dumping out the mayonnaise. Can I dump out?
No!
It's wasting
But
food.
but you can make more.
Not the point. He grabs the jug from you
That's fair.
and kind of dumps it out into his mouth and hands it back. Now you can.
Okay. Saxifrage puts their head in the pot and says, "Peaches."
Nothing.
Saxifrage puts their head in the pot and says, "Mayonnaise."
It fills immediately with mayonnaise.
I think I am good on this pot. And I hand the pot back to Throck.
Yeah, Throck, your pot's real good.
Real
Yeah.
good for mayonnaise.
Yeah, best mayonnaise pot.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly. How far are we away to the city?
Short nap.
Short nap.
Real small city.
Little city.
So, like, how many people?
Some.
Some.
Chunk kind of starts counting out on his fingers.
I was just about to make that joke too.
Chunk holds up 10 of them, puts them back, and then 10 more.
They've got 10.
Well, they have 2 10s, which is 20.
No, he's just really excited that they have 10.
Oh, so he's doing, like, jazz hands. About 10. Gotcha. Actually, that's not the right word. Jazz hands is when you hold your fingers extended and you vibrate them.
We don't have those in the Blue Wood.
Here, try
Everybody
Mealy.
jazz hands. The
Does
entire
everyone...
party starts doing jazz hands at Mealy to try to explain to her what jazz hands is.
Try it, Mealy. Does Mealy try...
Yeah, she tries it, but she's kind of like, I don't understand the point of this.
It's okay.
It's to show that you're, like, excited about something.
You're excited about tendons.
Like when birds kind of... Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, when 10 birds kind of... Then yeah.
Yes. Let's go to Terran. There might be an inn or something.
I'm not opposed to that.
Throck is packing away some of the stuff. You see a bedroll and a pillow out. It looks like they were already in the process of taking a nap in this area. But he begins to pack it up into his large backpack. Before hoisting it back onto his shoulders, you see Chunk riding atop the bag again. We gonna go?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys take off following Throck the bugbear and Chunk the grung. You guys walk through the woods for probably about half an hour to 45 minutes or so before eventually it gives way to a dirt path. And you can see the path kind of leads up out of the Moonwilds themselves onto this hill where it kind of splits off into different directions, but in a couple of different directions you can see what looks like a sawmill, essentially. You see just kind of stacks and stacks of lumber and trees next to this kind of simplistic machine, essentially. And as you get closer, you see two younger people. One of them is a darker-skinned human, the other one's kind of a pale gray elf, carrying these big tree trunks and loading them onto the machine, and as they do so, it begins to saw them in half lengthwise as they push it through, making planks of wood. But it looks like these...
Mia's gonna instinctively cover Magnus's eyes, like, don't look. You don't want to see what they're doing to your brothers.
Oh, they're probably nasty trees. Probably infected with the rot.
What rot?
You know, like the rot.
Yeah, sometimes trees get sick. It's really sad.
Shouldn't you try to heal them, though?
That's up to the Wyldmother.
Yeah, sometimes things just get sick, and they get too sick.
If we all lived forever and happily, then there would be too many of us. So you've got to kill some, and you've got to, like, let nature do its thing.
So, you advocate for killing the trees, so you like these sawmill guys.
I advocate for killing some trees. Oi, you!
You see the darker skinned kind of human turn over to you. Yeah?
Were these trees naughty? Did you check with the druid?
What?
Were these trees bad trees? Is that why you're cutting them up?
I'm just doing my job.
Your job as tree executioner.
I guess it's more... What do they call it? And you see the elf kind of tap him on the shoulder. They call us lumberjacks.
See, they're tree execution lumberjacks.
Yeah, but they don't know if they're bad trees, so they could be killing innocent trees.
They're definitely killing innocent trees. I do not sense any druidic magic about these two. They haven't talked to the trees. They haven't heard their defense pleas.
Are we supposed to talk to the trees? And you see him turn to the elf. Are we supposed to talk to them?
Yes.
Hey, which one of these is going to be cut down next?
Well, we're actually kind of done for the day.
I didn't ask for the day.
Whatever one... I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm told.
I go over to the grove where they're apparently getting their trees from, and I begin talking to one of the trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are you a useful tree?
Define useful.
Like if I asked you a question, could you answer it? Like if I asked you which way the big city was, where could you point me in that direction?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, no, this tree's fucking useless.
Well, if that tree is useless, I think it's okay then.
Yeah, this
Should-
tree's worthless. It just keeps saying, well,
It's not worthless.
That's
No tree is worthless, but I guess it's okay to cut down. Should we go see what the rest of the city has?
Yeah.
As you guys make your way back through, you don't see the human or the elf again. But Throck has kind of made his way further into town, and you can see it's a pretty small village. Only, you'd guess, maybe a dozen or so homesteads settled atop this hill. But as you kind of walk into town, you notice that the town itself is abuzz with various townsfolk performing what look like daily routine type of things. Several women are loading crates into a kind of shoddy-looking building with no doorway. As you walk through, you can smell the distinct smell of bacon cooking from within a few of the homes as you pass by. You notice a half-orc gentleman wearing a large straw sun hat, walking his daughter through some of the chores required within the pig pen attached to their home. You can kind of overhear them talking about how to take care of the animals themselves. And kind of in the center of the town, you see a small shelter with just kind of strips and links of meat and sausages hung up on lines, drying and curing in the sun, while a smaller, probably a little bit taller than Magnus-sized crow or raven-like humanoid prepares more of the meat.
Pardon me. I talked to the crow humanoid.
You see the creature kind of turn its head up to you, cock it to the side, and eye you with this big glass beady eye. It opens its beak. See anything you like?
Well, I was actually hoping for directions. How far is it to Lorvale from here?
The creature kind of cocks its head to the side, and you see it scratch its head a little bit, ruffling some of the feathers, until it eventually looks back at you. It opens its beak again. 8
hours? 8 days?
days? Hours? It shrugs again. It opens its beak again. You want to buy anything?
No.
It closes its beak again and kind of returns to its work a little bit.
Well, now, hold on. What you got?
It eyes you again, kind of turning its beak upwards as it looks at you, Magnus. It opens it up again. 1 pound of bacon for 5 silver? That's a great deal.
Yeah? I'll take
It
it.
nods. It opens its beak again at you. What's your name?
My name is Magnus Tree. I am a tree.
3.
Tree. And what's your name?
It opens its mouth again, but all you hear from the inside are just these chirping crickets.
I try to mimic them.
We're gonna call you Cricket! Cause that's what that sounds like.
Oh.
Points to itself.
It's so nice to meet you, Cricket.
It's so nice to meet you, Magnus!
So, like, is that what they named you on purpose? Or, like, is that what you like to be called? Would you prefer a different name?
It's a living.
Sure. Give me that bacon!
You see Cricket begin to kind of gather up this satchel of bacon and hand it over to you. That stretches the kind of clawed hand. 5 silver?
I hand him 1 gold.
It cocks its head at you.
I don't have any silver. Each gold is worth 10 silver.
You see Cricket kind of shuffle and put it into a pouch at their side, and then pull out 5 silver pieces and bring them back out to you.
Thank you, sir. Now we've got bacon.
Cricket kind of eyes the rest of you. See anything you like?
I like you. You seem nice.
She kind of pecks at some of the meat.
So, like, are you one of them, what you call it? Not an Aarakocra, like Laverra. Are you the other one?
You see Cricket kind of nod and shake their head. They point to Laverra, shake their head no.
I think they call him a Kenku.
I think they call him a Kenku.
Yeah, sounds right. I like when I agree with myself.
That sounds
I've
right.
never heard of a kenku. We don't have those in the Blue Wood. We just have black birds.
What exactly do you have in the Blue Wood, Millie?
We don't have those in the Blue
Others
Wood.
We have other birds. We just don't have birds like this.
Or like these? And he points to Laverra.
Not that I've met, no.
Mealy, can I guess what's in the Blue Wood?
Yes, I like the idea of that game.
Is it Blue Wood?
I don't think so. But I don't remember too well.
So they don't have Blue Wood in the Blue Wood.
Mealy,
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Mealy, when did you leave home?
She's counting on her fingers. I think 4 years ago?
So
Yeah, 4. I was 4 less than I am now.
So you would have been 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you remember about the Blue Wood?
Many things. I mean, I remember the animals, and I remember my brothers and sisters climbing trees. Oh, I remember a squirrel. He was really fat. He was really fat.
Really fat. Cricket kind of pipes up from behind you.
Exactly. He ate so many nuts that my papa had to scare him away once because he was going for my baby brothers.
That's frightening. A squirrel that could eat a furbolg child would be very massive.
No, my
indeed.
my brother had almonds. Well, I don't know what they were actually, but he was eating nuts, and this squirrel tried to take them, and that made him cry. So my papa had to scare him away.
Sure. Why did you leave the Blue Wood at 10? That seems like awfully early to start adventuring.
Mia becomes uncomfortable, kind of tugging on her ears. Cricket, where is there a temple for the Wyldmother here?
Cricket, kind of in the process of butchering up some more of the meat. She shakes her head no at you, and she kind of points one of her clawed fingers to a building maybe 25 feet away.
What is in that building?
People.
Like how many people?
5?
5 people.
Cricket kind of shrugs at you guys again.
I show 5 fingers.
She kind of does this little more or less hand gesture to you.
Sure. Let's go get the people. Go get them.
Yeah, let's go see the people.
Okay.
Thank you. And Saxifrage makes a chirp, chirp, chirp sound for crickets.
She kind of opens her beak slightly and lets out some of the cricket sounds again as they continue to work. Just kind of softly.
Man, I would hate it if people didn't call me by my name.
I think names are kind of silly. Like, that's something I do remember. We don't have those in the Blue Wood. It just doesn't make sense because animals don't have names.
So how would your paw get your attention?
I mean, we had names. We just didn't use them much. Sometimes all he had to do was yell and point. And usually it was my brother that was the one in trouble. My older brother.
But you did have words, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just not names.
Freya kind of looks at you. How do you know you're Mia Lee?
He told me once. And I just kind of thought, okay, I guess that's me.
Sure.
And that was it.
How many brothers do you have?
Mia again counts on her fingers. Older, and younger, older. younger baby. 4.
4 brothers.
Uh-huh.
How many sisters?
Oh, older. Slightly older. Slightly younger. 3.
3 sisters and 4 brothers. Man, I wouldn't be fighting for bacon in that house.
And I thought I had
We
it
never
rough.
fight for bacon.
What did you fight for?
Freedom.
I mean, maybe a shiny rock.
Them shiny rocks. Magnus busts
They're
open the
really
door
pretty.
on wherever we're headed.
Funnily enough, again, there is no door. But as you guys head inside, you see it kind of open up to this very large, almost ballroom. There's a lot of large circular tables and some low-hanging chandeliers, bathing the room in a dim, kind of yellow-orange light. You kind of look around, get your bearings a little bit, but this is definitely a tavern. You see a bar closer to the back of the room. Standing behind it is a fiery-haired Genasi woman, kind of dark red skin, and a bright orange mohawk, kind of standing out against the dark wood construction. You see Throck sat at one of the tables, not too far away from the entrance. You see at another table, maybe a couple of tables to the left of Throck, is a table with 4 people kind of gathered around, looking over on the top of it very intensely. You can kind of get a peek at what they're doing. It looks like they're playing a game of dice. This being a human male, 1 female and male dwarf, and a kobold. And you can see them kind of casting the die. The kobold standing up on one of the stools, perched on the table, eyeing it suspiciously. But you're approached by the Genasi woman. What'll it be? First round's always free.
A round of what?
Freya's like,
You're cute.
aye,
Oh, thank you.
it's of alcohol merely. Remember when we told you?
Right. Right.
Freya's like, yes, I'll have 1 alcohol.
That is a good joke, Freya. Ha, ha, ha.
The Genasi woman looks up at Freya, since she's a little bit shorter than her. Of course. And what's your name?
I'm Freya.
She extends a hand out to her. You can call me Rosa. She gives Freya a wink and then heads back behind the bar to begin pouring into mugs. I know, what a time for Coco to not be here.
Right? Hi, Coco. How am I supposed to flirt with your character?
Are you?
I don't know if I am.
We will put that on the back burner unless you're going to find an answer. Anyway, you guys find a seat anywhere within the tavern, or are you...
Yes.
Okay.
I go and sit down.
Okay. Eventually Rosa comes back and brings you these mugs of pretty cold-looking ale. Anything else for you?
I think this is fine for a moment.
Alright.
Question.
I'm gonna play Freya Oblivious right now.
Do I have Apollo with me inside the tavern, or
Do you?
yes? I was just
Okay.
asking in case the dogs or animals aren't allowed inside.
Nobody's told you otherwise, so...
Just weekends at Bernie's, but
I mean... Go ahead and make a perception check.
they're letting kobolds, they gotta let in wolves.
Yeah, to see if there's any signage or anything around you that says otherwise.
That is a 6.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see anything that says no dogs allowed, so...
I think the bartender would have said something, Laverra. Although, she was eyeing Freya pretty hard, so she might have not noticed.
She might have been distracted.
What? She was doing what pretty hard?
Oh, I am sorry. I do not know if that's really the right term. Eyeing you in a sexual fashion, like flirting.
What? I didn't get any of those vibes from her.
She wasn't eyeing Freya to me. Otherwise, she would have done a dance.
Oh, is that how it's done?
No, it's not how it's done. I don't think.
But
It's how the animals do it. They do that little dance.
Freya, she winked at you. I don't know how you didn't get those connotations. I mean, you don't just wink at people. Do
Well,
you?
I thought she had something in her eye.
Saxifrage practices winking.
Interesting.
Is this giving connotations? I don't know. I often blink. Should I be worried about that now?
No. Blinking is when you close both of your eyes for a short amount of time,
Right.
so they don't dry out.
Right.
But winking is when you only do it with one eye for a short amount of time.
Right.
So
it's-
that you can convey you want to mate.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing a little dance, like Mealy said.
Oh, okay.
It's an
So-
eye dance.
Can I just say I'm really happy that Laverra's the one explaining this?
Right? Like,
Good.
this is very good that Laverra's the one.
After a while, though, about halfway through your drinks, those of you that are partaking, you notice a bit of a commotion within that dice game that you saw previously. You see the kobold stood up on the table, kicking over some of the drinks. Cheat! 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 And he dives at the throat of the human male, who just kind of bats him off and pushes him off to the side. I didn't cheat! You just suck at this game!
Sounds like a cheater to me.
Hey! You're not part of this!
I'm sorry, what? What are you talking to me?
Yeah!
Yeah?
You can see this gentleman, kind of grungy and dirty looking. He's wearing a lot of light gray and tan clothing, except for one red sash is kind of wrapped around his head, covering one of his eyes. You got something to say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did.
Really?
Okay, sorry.
He walks over to you.
Oh! Do they have showers at this tavern?
They don't generally have showers at taverns.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Freya. Freya looks offended. You're using my name again.
You've just made this so much more confusing.
So to be clear, Magnus is the one who is talking to this person right now, is calling them a cheat, but is using the name Freya in their introduction.
Yes.
Okay.
He's done this before.
You're not from around here, are you? Freya.
No. He is Magnus. I'm Freya. I mean, I'd gladly kick your arse just the same, but I'm Freya. That's Magnus. Don't use my name again. Sorry. I'm Magnus, and you smell bad.
He kind of glares at you with his good eye. Mind your business, Magnus.
Don't be cheating in games, I guess. I don't know.
You got proof?
I'm sorry, did I say anything?
Yes! You haven't stopped. Did
Are
you
you
forget?
sure? Did I say anything? What did I say? What was the first thing you said to me? You came over here, I was minding my own. And then you came over here yelling. It's rude, is what you say. Just trying to enjoy a drink. You're over here, being rude, yelling, smelling bad. It's offensive, is what it is.
He puts his hands under the table and flips the table over you.
Does it hit me at all?
Can I try and catch it?
Yeah! Sax just slams their hands, or slams their hands on it and just holds it.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a dexterity check. See if you can beat him.
While they do that, Lavera's gonna
No.
try to protect Apollo.
Okay.
Official word from Coco next time he sees the Genasi lady is for Freya to flirt back.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
He also said, what is a Genasi?
I got a nat 1 on my
Ooh.
dexterity check, so...
Okay, so
Sorry, Magnus.
as this gentleman flips the table, Saxifrage, you try and stop it, but you end up tumbling with it. You're actually going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as the table kind of flips and hits you in the face.
I'm gonna go for his knees. I'm gonna try to duck under the table and shoot out for his knees.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah! Freya's not here tonight. I gotta start a fight for
This
her.
is not how I intended this to be.
Sure, now I get a good roll.
Alright, Laverra, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
Not bad.
Yeah. 8.
For Freya or Magnus?
7 for Freya, 8 for Magnus.
Well, there we go.
19.
Oh, okay, you actually tied. What is your dexterity modifier?
+1.
Okay. So you and this gentleman will actually go at the same time. You have the same modifier. Mealy.
7.
Okay. That sounds about right. As a note, Saxifrage, you are also now prone.
Good to know.
Okay. So actually up first is going to be this gentleman and Saxifrage. He is going to throw 2 punches at Magnus right away.
So, how does that work if we're going at the same time? Do I say what I'm doing at the same time?
Same way we do the group initiative.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you're just part of his group because you have the exact same initiative.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and trip him while he's doing that. Like, I'm just gonna try and
Okay.
sweep his feet out from under him.
Sure. Go ahead and make... Alright, so that's going to be a dexterity check on his end versus your either athletics or acrobatics.
Just tried to... I was restraining myself so I didn't make this rated R. That is a nat 1 on my athletics check.
That's impressive because he got a 2. So...
What's your modifier?
I mean, my modifier is +2, so it's a 3 total.
his is a 3-2. He'll match and beat you. It's going to be the same.
But
Unfortunately...
we're bad at this.
Oh, yeah. It's not pretty. You kind of try and sweep the leg from underneath him. He hops over and kind of hobbles on one. He's going to have disadvantage on his first strike against Magnus. Which is good because that was a nat 20 and his disadvantage is a nat 1. So he's just kind of windmilling this punch at you, Magnus. He telegraphed this punch from yesterday. You knew it. You were able to easily dodge it. He swings at you with another wild haymaker. That is going to be a natural 19.
That hits.
So that's going to hit you.
I would like to stand up
Okay.
as half my movement.
That is 5 bludgeoning damage to you, Magnus.
Alright.
Saxifrage stands. That was your action to attempt to trip him. Is there anything for a bonus action?
I am just checking to see what my bonus action options are again.
Okay.
Yeah, as my bonus action, I think I'm going to do Spirit Totem, just because also I kind of want to scare this guy.
Okay.
I am going to do Bear Spirit. And so we each get temporary 5 hit points.
Alright.
And also there's an incorporeal nature spirit in a point, and it's just, being glowy and kind of scary looking.
Yeah, so this thing kind of forms itself from the floor of the actual tavern, rising up and emanating this magical glow. Hey, no fair! No magic! What the... Was that all you do?
Yeah, that's all I can do. So,
Alright.
This guy talking about
so everyone's
fair.
got 5 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So that is actually going to bring us to the 2 dwarves that you had seen previously. They're both going to pick up their tankards that the kobold had kind of kicked on the ground. You see the male one chuck it with all of his strength at the gentleman that you have been fighting at this point. That is a miss. So you see the actual tankard just sail over, dumping this ale all over the place. And it cracks against the floor and kind of scatters. You see the dwarf kind of hop up on the table, ready for another action. The female dwarf is actually going to try and rush up and tackle this gentleman. They both got 17. So you see her just kind of ram herself into him, and he's not quite able to escape, but she's not able to bring him down either. That is going to bring us to Laverra. What do you want to do?
That made that really hard. Because I had a plan, and then that happened, and I didn't have a plan.
I feel like that's so the essence of me in combat in Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, it's my turn. It's my turn. I have a plan. No, I don't anymore.
So, I am going to cast Command on the... Is it dwarf or elven?
There's
the
two.
woman that just attacked him.
She's a dwarf.
Alright. I'm gonna
There's
cast...
no elf.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
I think there was an elf at the sawmill.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There's just too much information.
There's a lot of people
No worries.
running around.
There is a human, a male and female dwarf, and a kobold who has joined the fray.
Alright.
Part of this initiative. So you're targeting the female dwarf?
Yes, I'm gonna target it with Command, and she has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
That is 18.
Oh, so she saves.
Okay.
So,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
No modifier, though. So you got a good chance on that one. As you try and cast this spell, it just fails to take hold on this female dwarven woman who is just so seemingly angry at this human male. That is just... She kind of pushes her way through your magic. You're not able to... Okay, anything else from Laverra?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the kobold, who's actually still over on the table angrily. He's going to kind of kick around, pick up the 2 dice that they were using, and he is also going to throw them at this human gentleman's head. They do hit. I don't even know how much damage that's going to be.
I guess it depends on how weighted they were. If they were weighted.
Yeah. Alright, I'll say he takes 8 bludgeoning damage from it.
Wow.
This kobold threw them with some intensity. And as soon as they hit, you see the kobold kind of get down on all fours and rush at this gentleman. Cheat! Cheater! That's going to bring us to Freya, Magnus, and Mia Lee.
I'm gonna just go for this dude's knees and try to topple him.
Okay, you'll have advantage because he's already being grappled. You're doing a shove, so that's strength athletics.
Also, you have advantage on strength checks.
Oh, she already would have.
That's just like triple or...
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stack, but...
I know.
What'd you get?
An 11 total.
11 total?
11 total.
Okay. He got a 10 total. So yeah, you kind of, using the female dwarf as leverage, you kind of leap up and shove into him. And with this body check, you send him toppling over backwards on top of the female dwarf. He's now prone.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's Freya's well, right?
Yeah, Freya's up too. So is Mia.
Freya's just gonna go for a regular old pop to the nose and try to
Punch.
get him to admit he's a cheater.
Okay. I would say for that, do the attack roll and then do that intimidating strike thing that Freya can do. I don't know where it is on her sheet, but I know she's done it a couple times now.
Is it menacing attack?
Yeah, I think so. He has to make a save or something,
So you
right?
hit with a weapon attack.
We'll bend the rules. Rule of cool totally abides. Let's do that.
Okay, he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
8.
Does not.
Alright.
Alright. So.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage on that, but I think this might be the end of the fight.
Okay.
If it's not, Mia's gonna cast Sacred Flame on the kobold.
Whoa!
Dear God.
Whoa! High on the kobold!
No, that's what she said. Let's see if this ends the fight. What's the damage?
What is it for?
Mia's not entirely
fist is
sure
a
what's
D4.
happening right now.
Plus strength.
9.
Okay. He's gonna make a constitution save to see if he's still conscious. He is. Alright, he's still up.
Admit you're a cheat!
So now he needs to make a dex saving throw.
This guy? I thought you were aiming at the kobold.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's who you were saying. Yeah, I'm aiming at the kobold.
Okay.
Okay, because the kobold is the guy accusing the other guy of cheating.
Yeah, I know.
The kobold got a 19 plus 3, so 22.
That definitely saves. So, okay.
Does it set the tavern on fire?
It is a blast of radiant energy, luckily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then as a bonus action, I'm gonna become invisible.
Okay. Is it canonically, does she hold her breath and charge up to
That
become
is totally
invisible?
canon.
Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, you see, you guys see Mia just kind of shoot out this eruption of arcane divine energy trying to ensnare the kobold, but he's too fast. And kind of seeing
so when
that,
it doesn't work, you find out of embarrassment.
yeah, seeing that, you just immediately lose track immediately as she's invisible now. That'll bring us to the top with this gentleman and Sax at the same time. Does he get to save against that fear again, or is he just afraid this round?
She's afraid this round.
Cool. So he is kind of pinned to the ground by Freya, forearm to his throat, just terrified of her. What do you want to do, Sax?
I want to find the dice and see if they're loaded.
Okay.
Because I think we're jumping real fast on this. He's definitely a cheat train. Like, it could actually be that the kobold is bad at dice.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as your action.
11.
Okay. Not too hard to find. The dim light of the tavern doesn't necessarily help, but kind of looking around at where the kobold had struck the gentleman with them, you're able to find both of them.
Cool. Do I have any time to test them? Or does it... That's just my action.
Let's see, are you proficient with, like, tinkerer's tools or anything like that?
No. Herbalism kit and painter supplies.
Those do not apply here.
No, they do not.
I
I can paint those dice real good.
mean, you have them right now, so you could, probably when this dies down a little bit, you can probably have the time to investigate them a little bit further.
Cool.
Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Would this count as an action to basically just roar real loud in my robot voice to try and scare the crap out of everyone?
I'll let you make an intimidation check as a bonus action. Why not?
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Okay, I was going to let you do it with advantage because he's already afraid anyway. But with that, just this bellowing echo throughout this whole tavern, kind of shaking some of the walls. Everyone kind of calms down. You see the gentleman with the red scarf eye patch kind of look up at Freya and look at you. Okay. Pretty tough.
Yes. I am.
But those dice aren't loaded. I'm not a cheater.
I am about to test that.
Make an insight check first, real quick.
Yes. That's right. I can try and figure out somebody's lying to me. That's an ability you have in D&D. That's going to be an 18 total.
18? Oh my god. He is so lying.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me you're still about to find out. Roll the dice. Show everyone.
I'm still about to find out. But, so, Sax of Rage rolls the dice
Okay.
several times in a row to see what results are coming up.
More often than is usual, they come out double sixes.
These dice are totally loaded.
That's loaded. Total cheater.
I didn't know.
That's a likely story.
I didn't know that the six double dice were
Can
coming
you get her off of me?
Hey, Freya. Maybe move on.
She stands back up. Stop picking fights using my name, Magnus.
Tell me what to do.
Mia's just gonna suddenly appear. Mia's gonna suddenly appear behind Freya. So he was lying the whole time?
Yes. He's a really bad liar. I could totally see through
Kobold
it.
walks up with you guys and kind of crosses his arms, staring at this guy. Cheater.
Yeah.
Mia's gonna look at the kobold and be like, I'm sorry I tried to set you on fire. I didn't know.
That was you?
Mia's gonna try and turn invisible again, but it doesn't work.
It does not.
She's just confused. She was caught up in the moment, yeah? Don't worry, we caught your cheater.
Rude.
We caught your cheater. Apologize to Mealy.
Kind of sneers at you. Sorry.
I think that's the best
I
you're
don't
getting.
think you meant that.
I think that's the best you're getting, Mealy.
The kobold kind of
That's
holds
fair.
up. The kobold kind of holds up grabby hands up his saxifrage. Give me him. Give me him.
Why?
Mind your business. Give me him.
Saxifrage attempts to crush the dice.
Make a strength check.
Let's see. That is gonna be 16 total. I hand them to him after they're crushed.
What? The,
Nobody can cheat now. Learn to get good,
that was
Scrub.
our only set of dice. What are we gonna do now? We have to talk to this.
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, Saxifrage turns to Rosa and is like, I don't know how you handle cheaters. Do you ban them from your bar? Do you call your version of the watch? Like, this is a pretty small place.
He's alright.
Okay.
It's like the kobold.
If he does it again, we'll call for execution, but...
What?
Just a joke.
Okay.
Probably.
I flipped the kobold one of my silver pieces that I got, and tell him now you can play coins instead.
How?
You flip the coin.
He flips the coin. It's got a face.
It's different on each side.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Saxif-
Whatever.
Saxifrage goes outside and grabs some twigs. And is like, you could throw sticks. Put some different faces on different sides of the sticks. Throw the sticks. That could work.
Thanks.
Ooh, Sax. Magnus picks up the sticks, and he drops two of them on the ground. And goes, hey, Fridge, let's play how many sticks are on the ground. How many sticks are there?
2.
You got it!
I am
Puts one more down. How many now? Oh, let's
3.
let Laverra go.
Oh, okay.
Laverra.
3.
You got it!
We are good at this game, guys. We are very good.
Kobold kind of shies away and walks back over to the table.
I should take a shower.
I'm still right here, thanks.
You're welcome. Advice. For 3. I'll charge you next time.
The nose becomes accustomed to bad smells, so it makes sense that you would not know that you smelled. Magnus is trying to do you a solid.
How long are you two going to be in town?
I don't know, like a minute. We were looking for some gold or something to do. Probably looking for Freya's mom. She always is.
Can't wait till you leave.
Oh,
Is that a threat?
It's not nice.
what does Freya's mom look like again?
She has freckles. And she,
Red hair?
has
I believe.
red hair. See, this is hard for me because when I picture Freya's mom, when I picture anyone's mom, I just picture a bigger version of them.
I think she said her mama was not, like, no horns. Her mama was more like you, and I point at the...
Her name was Lily.
Yeah, she's a human.
Ah, well. Do we want to sleep here tonight, or do we want to move on?
Do you have rooms? I asked Rosa.
We've got one.
We can share a room. We have shared rooms.
Did I hear you right? You're looking for work.
Yes.
Yeah, we're always looking to make some coin. I keep giving
I'm
mine out
also
to
looking
losers.
for the blue wood, if you've ever heard of that.
Wait, Mealy, you do not know where the blue wood is?
I didn't say that, I just said if she knows where it is, I'm looking for it.
I can't say I know where it is. I've been here most of my life.
Okay.
Sorry. But if you're looking for work, you might want to talk to Lucian. And she kind of points out to another building, kind of a darker oak building, maybe about 50 feet outside of the door. They're kind of strange, but I think they're looking for some help. That's about all I know of in town.
Strange is my middle name.
I never
Is it?
knew that, Magnus.
Magnus Strange Tree.
And is that the name I should put down for the room?
Sure, that's fine.
Alright.
Unless you want to put down Freya's, maybe you could get her number.
Rosa kind of smiles and winks at Freya again and lightly brushes her arm.
Freya blushes immensely.
That's how she's red already?
So red. It like burns your eyes hot stove red.
But wait, I have a question.
Mhm.
What color is tiefling blood?
Tiefling blood depends on the tiefling.
Huh.
Freya's is kind of a darker maroon.
Okay.
Real red.
Mhm.
Okay. I was just curious, because,
That should affect it.
yeah.
Yeah. Because if it was like blue, yeah, you'd be able to see it. Yep.
She'd be like purple.
Mm-hmm. It'd look like a bruise.
Big bruised cheeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Freya Magnus kind of elbows Freya's knee and is like, and goes up to the room.
Laverra takes her wing and kind of nudges Freya a little bit before leaving as well.
Stop. I don't need any help.
Ha!
I can do this myself, Magnus.
Ha! She likes ya, Rosa. Go for it.
She blushes even harder. So you go up to the room?
Yep.
I go across the street to go knock on the door of the dark building.
Sure. The room is upstairs on the tavern. Pretty basic. Just a basic wooden door. The interior is kind of padded straw almost all the way throughout the entire room. And 2 larger beds. You're not sure, but you think Mia Lee might even be able to fit in these.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Is anyone going with Saxifrage?
Where are you headed?
I'm going across the street to check out the building.
Magnus is pretty tired.
Okay.
Freya sounds like she's flirting. We're just
Okay.
gonna assume some flirting happens. I'm not gonna play out Freya
Oh,
flirting.
yeah, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that even if he was here. So.
This would be like one of the more normal times because, like, your wife, would be flirting with you, my
Yeah.
husband, for once.
Right. Okay. So Magnus is up in the room. Freya's off doing her own thing. What about Laverra and Mealy?
I'm up at the room too. It's been a long day.
Okay.
Yeah, Laverra's up in the room with.
So it's just Saxifrage going to this place? Okay. So as you approach this other building, it's relatively small, kind of smaller than some of the homesteads you've seen before. Above the door, there's this panel that kind of has this fanciful carved sign. Do you read Elven?
One moment. I do.
Okay. So it is an Elven script that, when translated, translates to "for death and profit." And you notice that all of the windows on this building are completely blacked out, just covered in this black paint. It looks like both the inside and the outside.
This looks like a good place to get murdered. Saxifrage knocks on the door.
This is why Sax is everybody's favorite.
You knock on the door. There doesn't seem to be an answer for a while. But eventually you hear the door kind of unlock. You just hear the mechanism kind of click.
I knock again.
No response.
I try the door handle very slowly. Hello?
The inside of the building is almost pitch black. The lack of sunlight through the windows kind of not helping the case. The only light that you can see is the beam of light that you've let in from the door. From what you can see through the door, do you open the door all the way, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't go in yet, but I'm opening the door.
Okay. Pushing the door open all the way, you see kind of shelves stacked with different books and papers and some candles. You see a couple what look like skulls of some smaller woodland creatures kind of sat on a lot of these shelves. Some beads and things on strings kind of hanging and dangling from each shelf, interconnecting them. Opening the door fully doesn't illuminate the entire room. There's still parts of it that are kind of bathed in this darkness. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
I call out again. I am looking for someone called Lucian.
Come in.
Do you have a candle?
You hear a snap. And the room is kind of filled with this dim blue light.
Thank you.
And you can see, kind of in this corner of the room where the light wasn't able to reach, you see this, at first, what just looks like a white porcelain mask kind of rise up from behind it. As your eyes kind of adjust to this dim blue light and it kind of bathes the rest of the room, you see a figure, kind of frail looking and slender. This porcelain face that you see, just a mask. There's a hood raised up behind it, kind of perched behind these larger, pale gray elven ears. And you can see they're clad entirely in this kind of black leather armor. What brings you to my store, traveler?
I am looking for work.
Oh.
Myself and a party of friends.
You see them kind of pull their hood back and push up the mask. And you're greeted with an elven face, very angular and sharp, framed by a crescent moon-shaped tattoo covering half of it. This still pale gray skin seems to cover all of their body. And these slightly larger, pure black eyes with no iris or pupils. Tell me, traveler, what do you know of Relathis?
Should I roll for that?
You can make a either history or religion, your choice.
I will do religion.
Okay.
That is going to be a 19 total.
Okay. So you recognize the name. You recognize the name Relathis as a being that was once a god, a deity of Alaris. Their domain was kind of mixed and interspersed, and a lot of their history has been completely lost. But a 19, that's pretty good. So you've got... You would know that Relathis was eventually killed at the hands of the Moonweaver, the Changebringer, and the Wyldmother, who then took it upon themselves to reclaim Alaris and erase him from history. You're not sure why.
So it's the Moonweaver,
Mm-hmm.
the
Changebringer,
the Changebringer,
And
and
the
the
Wyldmother.
Wyldmother.
Yep.
And
basically the three deities you've either heard of or heard discussed so far within Alaris.
I know that Relathis was a god, but was killed.
Relathis was the prime deity of Alaris. A god that walked among mortals as a giant. Those mountains to the north, the Grizzblade Mountains, named for his own blade, that he used to carve them from the earth. You know, he hid Alaris from the other gods. Shaped and ruled this land unchallenged and alone. But all good secrets eventually get unveiled. And that is when, yes, the Moonweaver, Changebringer, and the Wyldmother reclaimed this land from him. But do you know his power still lingers? Aspects of Relathis still have their hold in the form of wild magic all across the continent. And there are some who seek to bring him back.
Why would they wish such a thing?
Oh. He was powerful. Took 3 gods to kill him. Imagine what that could do to the current world. But of course, a lot of those are just stories and tall tales. But you're seeking work. So, there are more stories that say there is an aspect of Relathis that has resurfaced within the Moonwilds recently. I will pay handsomely for even just confirmation that something like that exists. Should you bring it to me, I can personally guarantee the favor of the Raven Queen.
What is your name?
Lucian.
Oh, that's right. I called it when I entered the room.
Yes, it seems someone has my name on their tongue.
Yes. Are you friends with the Raven Queen?
You could say so. I'm a Shadar Kai. I'm not from this realm. I'm from the Shadowfell, where Raven Queen rules over all.
What do you know about this aspect?
Just that it is somewhere within the Moonwilds, presumably to the north of that city, Lorvale. And I've heard there was an elven or half-elven sorcerer who's trying to unlock its powers. But that was the last I had heard. And again, we're not even sure if it's truly there. But it would be nice to know.
So when you say pay handsomely, how handsomely are we talking?
Depends on how treacherous it is for you. I don't plan to send you risking your life for 10 gold. Something like this. If you can bring back good enough proof, you could possibly pay you 1,000 gold. Or more. Again, if you bring whatever it is back to me.
Or proof, right? Yes.
Whichever.
Well,
Do you not want the favor of a god on your side?
I do not know this Raven Queen.
She presides over death and shadow.
I already serve other masters.
That is fine. The Raven Queen will claim you either way. Or do you not have a soul, robot?
That is a matter of debate. One cannot say for sure.
Fair enough.
Unless...
It is arguable if my kind even have souls.
So, perhaps the Raven Queen will not have me. I do not know.
Anything is possible. Especially if Relathis still somehow lives. So, if you're interested, that is the job.
I will speak with my associates and see what they say. Also, you said you had a shop?
Yes. This is my shop.
These items are for sale.
Some. You seem to be the type that would like some of the more extravagant items I have.
I do like extravagant things.
Kind of from underneath her blackened cloak, she pulls out a double-sided scimitar. Kind of a staff with blades at both ends curving in opposite directions. They spin it in their hands and twirl it at you. This belonged to a revenant. If this interests you, 70 gold. She kind of throws it, and it embeds itself in the wood of the floor. We also have A few more magical items. Headband of intellect. Makes you a bit of a genius in many ways.
And holds back the sweaty strands that get in your face sometimes.
Possibly.
That's very important to me.
We also have this. And she kind of plucks, seemingly from nothing in the air, this small, I'd say probably palm-sized diamond stone. A hewn stone of reserve. If you are or know of any casters, you can store a spell in here and utilize it at a later time.
That would be extremely useful.
She kind of slowly and carefully pulls off a necklace that she's actually wearing. Holds it out to you. You can see it's kind of lined with different beads and stones. This is a necklace of prayer beads. Not all of them devoted to the Raven Queen, but some. And she points to 5 different spots on the actual necklace. 5 different beads. Each houses its own magic. One is a favor of the gods. 2 of them are for curing wounds, and 2 of them offer blessings. And the last item I think you would be interested in, she pulls off a ring again that she's also wearing. It kind of has this cat-like face carved into it. A ring of animal influence. It allows you to communicate with and help animals of the woods. Very useful in a place like the Moonwilds. But you said you had compatriots.
Yes.
Maybe they would enjoy these items.
I believe that they would like an opportunity to buy as well.
I do not plan to go anywhere. So if you bring them to me, we can discuss. And of course, I'm sure they may have questions about what I'm asking.
Yes, I'm sure they will. Thank you for your time, Lucian. I am sorry I forgot your name earlier. That was awkward.
She snaps again, and the dim blue light fades into complete darkness. The last thing you see is her pulling down that porcelain mask again.
Saxifrage sort of feels their way back to the door because it's totally dark and they can't see a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like reaching, 1 foot out in front of them, toe in, kind of feeling around. Do they find the door?
Yeah, eventually you're out.
Okay, cool. And go back across the street and back up to the room. To my friends.
Freya, how'd it go? How'd it go? Freya might have gotten us a couple more drinks.
It went interestingly. Have any of you ever heard of Relathus?
Nah.
I mean, you can make a religion check if you'd like.
I'm making one too.
Okay.
It's 14.
Okay.
Nah.
8.
Ooh, 8. The name doesn't even ring a bell for you, Mealy.
That's fine.
14, you know a bit. You know of the name, but not a whole lot past that.
Verlathis.
Relathus.
Verlathis.
Perhaps this would be better to talk about when you are sober.
Perhaps.
Laverra, you feel that kind of cold feeling of your demon returning to you. I know that name.
Is it a good name?
Can I understand you, or are you talking in demon speak to your demon?
You can hear her in common. Are you speaking common?
Yeah.
Yeah, then common.
I assume you're addressing me, so I go, well, it's a dead god, so not really good or bad, just dead.
You could bring it back.
I could bring a lot of things back, first of all. But second of all, I don't know if, I mean, like, we don't know how this guy is. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's a bad guy. I mean, why would the gods kill him if he was a good guy?
Does that matter when you can control it?
I mean, it kind of matters to me because I don't want to control a bad guy. Because, I mean, I don't even control you, so why should I be in charge of a god?
Saxifrage looks at Laverra and goes like, "Oh, you are not talking to me, are you?"
No, not really.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I thought we were having a conversation.
Oh, you sound sad now. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Your demon kind of flattens out and hides within your feathers again. Apollo's kind of looking up at you, concerned.
Furlaphis, Durlaphis. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So I think Apollo actually means that he's gonna lose one paw, right? Because it's a paw low. He's low one a paw, right?
Saxifrage reaches out and high fives Magnus's joke.
Yeah.
Magnus, I thought you didn't like Apollo.
I never said I didn't like him. I just was trying to explain the name and nobody liked that one.
I high-fived you.
No, they didn't like the one before where he was appalling and you said, oh.
Oh.
Magnus laughs himself to sleep.
Okay. Alright, so you guys settle in for the night, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of time to kill between now and then. You got here probably around early afternoon or so.
I go downstairs and I ask Rosa, how long is it to Lorvale? I heard 8, but no unit.
I've never been, but you'd probably be looking, I'd say, a day's travel from here.
Thank you.
Maybe a long day. You'd have to find somebody that knows the path, though. Unless you're... Well, if you're asking the questions, I assume you don't know the current path, so...
No, we arrived here by different means than the normal road.
That's mysterious.
Yes, we walked through some caves, and then we climbed a long ladder, and then we popped out in the Blue Wood. Or, not the Blue Wood, the Moonwilds. There we go, because we do not know where the Blue Wood is.
Sounds as though there's a lot of things you don't know. Caves, though. Nearby.
Yes.
Were they abandoned mines, perhaps?
Yes. Do you know something about those mines?
Only that they're haunted.
Well, we did not see ghosts. I would not be surprised if there were some there. There was a corpse, but no ghosts.
We've lost many good men out that direction. Those that return come back with these harrowing tales of these caverns filled with these dreadful howling winds and moans. Some of them talk of the halls of the dead, descending down into the 9 hells, all of that. I'm sure it's all bullshit.
I did not see anything resembling such colorful descriptions. There were werewolves, but that was not like the 7 hells.
9.
9. There we go.
You seem tired.
Yes.
Maybe you should go up and get some rest.
I got shot, and, you know, I also had a table bludgeoned into me, so I could have a concussion or something.
Yes, and I apologize for that. Jared can be a bit of a dick.
His name is Jared.
Yes.
Good to know.
Haven't met very many good ones.
Statistically speaking, I imagine there must be some good ones.
You would hope.
Yes.
Anyway, see you in the morning.
See you then.
And she kind of wanders off, still waiting a table for Throck and Chunk. Throck is kind of drunk himself silly at this point. You can see him swaying just as he sits. Chunk is just kind of flopping around on the table. But you go up. The bed, again, is actually large enough to fit pretty much everyone comfortably, including Mia Lee at her larger height.
Greatest day of my life.
Saxifrage lays down to try it out. It's a newer experience. Uncommon.
Yeah. You imagine that the beds themselves are actually built larger because they have quite a fair different clientele than a city like Lorvale does. This town itself more welcoming to Throck and bugbears and some of the more monstrous races, you imagine. That something like this isn't uncommon for these smaller towns that accept those kind of patrons. But as you guys settle in and begin for your long rest, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk about our partner, Roleplay Lead. As mentioned before, they work with the younger crowd to help overcome all sorts of mental health struggles with the use of Dungeons & Dragons. We here at Bard Time Stories asked our players what Dungeons & Dragons means to them. So please, enjoy this quick little story about what it means to one of us.
Hi, my name is Kalea. I play Laverra, the Aarakocra necromancer. The way that D&D has helped me is it's kind of helped me like climb out of my shell and be a lot more open to people that I wouldn't normally be open to. Cause like I used to be super shy and closed off, but now I'm auditioning for musicals and plays and, you know, just being out there and being me and not really caring about what other people think. And in D&D I can do that as well, but more to like a higher extent, where I'm not me, but I'm someone else that can help me break out of my shell and be somebody that I'm not usually around people.
You can find Roleplay Lead on social media such as Facebook and Twitter, or their website www.roleplaylead.org to learn more and register. And now, on with the show.
Woo!
So let's go ahead and dive back in. So, you guys settle in for a night's rest within this strange tavern within this very small village in the Moonwilds. Passes uneventfully. You guys gain the benefits of a long rest. Laverra spending some of the time, you notice, copying the spell scrolls into her spellbook. So she's now able to prepare those and cast them should she wish. You guys wake up the next morning feeling refreshed, and in the case of Saxifrage and Mia Lee, this room was big enough to accommodate you, so you feel like you were taken care of here.
It's so nice not having my feet hurt in the morning. We should give them extra gold. Just saying.
I agree. Laying down is a revelation.
You guys do notice that Freya was pretty late back to the room the night previous.
He's gonna just gently nudge Laverra. Be like, are you awake?
Laverra kind of picks up her head and she just looks more tired than normal for some reason. And she looks up at Mealy and she's like, I guess. Depends on your definition of awake.
Well, your eyes are open, so I guess that's my definition.
Yeah, but then Frege never sleeps.
I know.
Sax, are you tired?
No, I am rested and rejuvenated. I don't sleep, but I rest. I think elves do something similar.
Sure. Should we head back to the big city?
Well, there was something I wanted to talk to you all about.
Sure.
So, remember when Rosa was saying that Lucian had work?
Yeah.
The building across the way?
Uh-huh.
I went to the building.
Yes.
Lucian has work.
Yes.
A lot of money is being offered.
Is it like get ahead of a bear? Because we failed that one.
Yeah. It is not like getting the head of a bear, so maybe we would succeed.
Alright.
However, remember the name Relathus I started to bring up last night?
I remember nothing of last night.
I remember saxifrage.
Well, have you heard the name Relathus before?
Yeah, I've heard it. You said
No.
it a bunch last night.
So,
But you just
Relathus...
said you didn't remember.
Yeah.
Magnus.
She said it a bunch last night, right? I'm
They-
inferring. I'm reading between the lines.
But there aren't any lines.
Really?
Also, Mealy does not know how to read.
That too. Thank you for
Just because
remembering.
Mealy
That was very
doesn't know how
sweet.
to read doesn't mean I don't know how to read.
Do you know how to read, Magnus?
Yes, I know how to read, and I know how to read between the lines. You said you were reading last night. You were saying the name a bunch, and you said you were saying the name a bunch. And even though I don't remember last night, you said you were saying the name, so I assume you were saying the name a bunch last night, right?
I said it at least once. Anyhow, Relathus was, according to the stories that I have heard, a god. But a long, long time ago, the Moonweaver, the Changebringer, and the Wyldmother all got together and murdered him. And now he is dead. And Lucian was telling me a story last night that I do not know if it is true, but apparently some think that there are remnants of Relathus scattered about Ilaris. Aspects, she called them. And they want us to try and find one, or confirm its existence and bring back proof somehow. Apparently, they would pay us potentially 1,000 pieces of gold if we brought back some kind of information.
I don't know. I feel like if the Wyldmother didn't like this Relathus, then I don't think
Relathus.
I would like him either.
Relathus.
Relathus.
Close enough.
Anyway, I don't think Mama would like. If Mama doesn't like him, I don't think we should be messing with him.
What do you think, Laverra?
I think that, I don't know what I think.
Alright.
I'm thinking things. It's too many things.
It's a lot of revelations. Lucian claims that Relathus made Ilaris and then hid it from the other gods to be presumably like his secret pleasure island or something.
I don't like when you describe it like that, Sax.
It might not have been. I just don't know why you would hide a continent from other gods otherwise. Like why you needed to say, this is my place, you can't come here. Seems a little weird.
It's like being childish and being like, no, this is my area. Get away. Right?
Yeah. He sounds like he was a pretty childish god. But yeah. So it's a big revelation in the theology of this world if this is true. I do not know. Lucian says it's so, but I've known Lucian for like 2 hours, so So we have one definite no from Mealy. We have...
I didn't say definite no. I just said I don't think it's a good idea.
That sounds like a no, Mealy.
The word no sounds like a no.
Freya looks at you. If the Wyldmother isn't a fan of her, of this Relathareth,
Relathus.
maybe we destroy the aspect?
See, that's why I say I don't know, because there could be a good idea like that one.
Either way, that's a lot of gold, and I don't want to pass it up.
Well, here was a good point Lucian made to me, was that it took 3 gods to kill Relathus. So, and this, to be fair, is a small piece of Relathus if it exists. I do not know that we are capable of killing a piece of a god.
Have you seen the size of my hammer?
Yes.
Well,
And you've seen what it can do?
Yes.
my demon said something about me being able to control it. And I guess, like, have it under my control with my powers that I haven't used yet. Because I don't know if they're good powers. Because he's here. That's the thing.
I don't know if we can trust your hiss.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, I would personally be nervous about controlling a god, because then that would potentially really get the attention of the Wyldmother, the Moonweaver, and the Changebringer. They would maybe all look at you and be like, we have to kill that person, because they're trying to control a leftover piece of the guy that we killed. Also, if we kill Relathus as a point, Freya, I'm pretty sure we would not get paid, because we either have to bring the aspect back, or we have to bring proof of it back.
Well, what does the aspect look like?
They don't know.
What if it's like a rock, and you smash the rock, you bring him a little bit of the rock, you get the money. Easy. I say we do it.
What do you think, Magnus?
I think, I don't know. Is there something else in the area that we can do that will guarantee us some coin?
Rosa seemed to indicate that this was the only work in town, and this was the only job that they offered. Also, they have a shop with some cool stuff in it. So, I think I'm going to go shopping today, if you would like to join me.
I mean, I'm always down for some shopping.
Yes, we are shopping buddies.
But I do, same thing with the bear and the mushrooms, right? One is in one place, we know where to go, we know what we're looking for. We don't always know all the details. Sometimes you gotta fight a dragon, sometimes you gotta convince a dragon that the mushroom babies are okay. But the bear is like anywhere, it can be anything, and it turns out it's a woman, and then we got to go fight other things. Like, I just want some solidity in my life. I want to know where I'm going and what I'm looking for.
You want a desk job.
I mean, then I wouldn't be going, right?
That is true.
How are we going to get paid for the bear?
We're not.
We did talk about finding another bear, cutting its head off and taking that back.
Feels wrong, and also, where are we gonna find a white bear in this region? It's not like they're growing on trees.
We could bleach its hair.
I don't know if we can. I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think that's safe for the animals.
To decapitate them and to bleach their hair? No, it is not. I do not think we should kill a bear either.
I think we're just not getting paid for it unless we go back and we're like, hey, you haven't been attacked in a week, and they're like, oh yeah, we haven't, and then we're like, yeah, we did that. But like, anyone could do that, right?
What if we lie really good?
I mean, we could always lie really good. I'm a great liar, obviously. I've pretended to be Freya like 6 times already.
Stop!
So, like, we know we can lie and whatever, and it's the truth. We did stop the bear attacks. They're done. We just don't have any proof. So we go in and we're like, hey, what do you know? We don't have any bear attacks. Oh no, I guess you'll have to give us our gold now. We might convince them or we might not.
We could also be honest and say that we cured their lycanthropy. And then, so, bear problem solved. We could just be honest. The worst thing that happens is they say, no gold for you.
Yeah, we could, sure. So, I don't know. I just want some guaranteed gold, some coin, some go out, hit the thing with the thing, and get some coin, right?
Well, let us think
Sure.
on what are the jobs we were offered at various points. We did the mushrooms.
Yeah.
We tried to do the bear.
Yes.
I don't really want to work with the Twilight Reclaimers at this time. I don't like the job they offered. It is not Shirtcoin because they do not know where he is.
Yeah.
The person they want us to go find.
Yes.
So,
I don't know if I trust them anyway.
well,
A big city seems like trouble.
also, they were implying that they're slavers as well, so,
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
yes.
I mean, like, we could go in the direction. I just wish there was something that we could be like, yeah, we're getting some coin here, and if we accidentally find this big god piece, then we can get some more coin.
To be fair, we did find coin in the caves. We got some money there.
And I did get a sword.
And
I this would have cost more money.
And I got a cool spear. So, even if they don't pay us, we did make money this trip.
I suppose. Well, let's go pay our tavern fee and head on our way, go shopping, and then, I guess go look for a piece of a god. I don't know, this escalated quickly.
Well,
We were like, let's do an errand here, let's do an errand here, let's go kill a bear, somebody's dead wife. And then we were like, let's get a god piece.
a cod piece.
God piece. I've been trying real hard to make sure that's a G, not a C.
You have been doing well. I just tried to make a joke.
You did a good joke.
Thank you. I try. We could go to Lorvale before we go looking for the god piece.
Is Lorvale on the way to the god piece?
Yes. It is
Good.
north of Lorville. Which direction... I am not sure which direction we have to go to get to Lorville, but I bet we could go to Lorville first, see if there's easy money, then go on God Hunt.
I think I agree with that. Let's go see what this spoopy dude got to say.
You did go mostly south to get to the Lycan encampment.
Cool.
Not really knowing where the abandoned mine kind of spits you out at, but you imagine you're still south of Lorville. Southeast, probably.
Cool.
Hard to tell, but... yeah. Okay, so you guys go and pay. Your tab for the night is 5 gold.
Is that each?
No, that's total.
Okay.
For the room and the drinks.
Cool.
You guys head out to the I guess, what would it be called? The For Death and Profit building to talk to Lucian again?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, very similar situation as you're attempting to gain entry, just blacked out windows, pitch black building inside.
Neely, could you light up?
I was just thinking, I'm going to cast light. What? Laverra, what color?
Yellow.
Okay. I cast a soft golden light.
Okay. You see as you cast the spell, it takes hold, but it is dimmer than you intended. Something about this area is just kind of smothering the light. You can see, and you're met with that same porcelain white masked figure of Lucian. You brought more travelers to my store.
These are my friends.
And what is it that you seek?
Well, I was personally interested in seeing the items that you showed me yesterday.
Of course.
I believe there was the diamond that could hold a spell. I liked the look of that.
She kind of flicks out her fingers and it appears in the space and begins to orbit around her head. The Ioun Stone. 500 gold pieces.
I like it, but I do not have the gold.
I see. I also have this necklace of prayer beads, each one housing divine power. 5 beads, 500 gold. The ring of animal influence. And again, she pulls off this ring with the kind of cat's head carved into it. 400 gold pieces. And the masked face turns to you, Laverra, as Apollo kind of circles around you. Maybe good for communicating with your companion.
I would love that, but I don't have enough money for that.
And then the headband of intellect. She kind of pulls that out of her cloak. It's this kind of ornate silver circlet with aquamarine gemstones embedded into it. Anyone want to increase their intelligence abilities?
You know, I'm always looking to get a little bit smarter, but like, your price range has been a bit on the high end. I imagine I cannot afford that.
300 gold pieces.
You are right, I cannot afford that.
The last thing I showed you was the blade. And she pulls it out of her cloak again, kind of gives it a flourish. This double-bladed scimitar. 70 gold. This belonged to a revenant.
Does it make me more intelligent?
It does not.
Then I've got this new thing.
Can I see it?
With your eyes? Or with your hands?
Either.
Holds it up.
She kind of gently touches the blade and you can see it still spiraling with the vines and growth all along it. This is a wonderfully made weapon. Where did you get it?
In a mine. And now it's mine. Ha!
Sacks of Rage holds up their hand for high five.
Yeah!
I see. May it serve you better than it served its previous owner.
And did you know the previous owner?
I assume a blade like this doesn't just exist. Someone had to have made it, and I don't believe it was you.
No, I wasn't.
This blade itself is very ancient.
It's old.
The techniques used are long gone.
Sure.
Take care of it, and it will take care of you.
Magnus, like, pats it a little. Puts it back.
Does the scimitar have any magical abilities?
Minor abilities, and it takes some knowledge of the arcane to even wield it.
Will you take 50 gold for it?
Make a persuasion check.
It's a 10.
Perhaps. If you are willing to consider my favor a little more heavily.
I have spoken with my party. We must decide collectively.
There is no time limit on this, I should say. Any proof is proof enough.
Have you sent others to do this as well?
The masked face turns to you. Of course.
So there is competition.
I suppose. Or maybe they're on different edges of the world.
I look to the others, kind of hold up my hands, do a little shrug motion.
Yeah, we can go that way. If we see it, we'll see it. I don't like the idea of theoretical coin.
It is hard with
Maybe as a
theoretical.
show of good faith, then, I can let the blade go for 50.
Thank you.
And with another flourish, she hands over the... It's called the Revenant Double-Bladed Scimitar. Is how you'll find it on D&D Beyond.
That is such a good name.
Yeah. And if you can't find it, just let me know. We'll add it.
Okay, cool. I
Laverra
got it.
kind of tugs on Mealy's shirt just a little bit. and she's like, Mealy, I really want that ring.
Mealy looks at Laverra and like kind of back at Lucien, and then just looks confused and says nothing.
Can you lower the price just a little bit? Maybe a lot of it?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Wait, before you roll.
Oh?
I want to cast guidance.
Okay.
So I will pat Laverra so she can have like extra luck with that roll.
That's a D4 in addition, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So roll, and then roll the D4 and add it to it.
That is a 20.
With your persuasion modifier?
Yes.
20 total? Very nice. 300 could be a little unreasonable. This seems as though you really want it.
I do.
280. Does that sound more within your range?
Not really.
Maybe one of your friends can help.
Laverra kind of looks to the other party members.
Saxifrage just kind of like looks meaningfully and points at their fancy new scimitar and is like, sorry, like, just spent some of my money.
I don't have much. Guess it depends on how much you need.
We could make an arrangement.
I don't like owing people stuff.
It is Laverra's choice.
Yes.
What would you take for this longsword? And I pull out the one that's not bloom.
Oh, just a regular longsword?
Yeah. What would this go for trading?
Not a lot. There doesn't seem to be any arcane sigils or glyphs.
It's regular. It does a smash. It does a
A
slice.
few gold pieces.
A few, meaning 280?
No. Not quite.
I hold out my scimitar and my old scimitar and say, how much for this?
Do not take me for a pawn shop.
Oh,
These items are not of much interest to me. But, should you want the ring, I can let it go to you for much cheaper. But I will of course want something else in return.
Saxifrage leans over real close and tries to whisper, but can't. You're so...
Not quite.
Can I hear the deal? Just so I can have it in mind, and if I don't want it, I won't take it.
How can I determine how useful you will be to me?
She talks to herself a bunch.
Well, I don't talk to myself. I have a demon that they can't really see. Only Mealy can see it. But he talks to me a lot, and he tells me that I got powers that I can use, but I don't know how safe they are to use.
She is a fixer. She fixes that which is broken.
How about you can take the ring, but you also take this one. And she pulls another one off of her other hand. And it's this kind of pitch black onyx ring with a couple white stars painted onto it.
So that's the thing you will use to take her soul.
Dun dun dun!
It is something I will use to keep tabs on you and call upon you if needed.
Laverra kind of thinks for a second and then looks at Saxifrage and is like, I don't know what to do.
Saxifrage is just shaking their head. Like, no. Like, if you are really that desperate, I will lend you money. I don't have a lot. I have 76 gold. But, no, that sounds like a very bad deal. Do not take that.
You are looking for immediate gold, no?
Yes,
Perhaps some more work can be arranged.
we would be interested potentially.
The graveyards of this town bear a curse. recently buried, walk again. We do not know why.
I look meaningfully at Laverra as
I haven't done anything. Don't look at me.
You are the fixer.
Yeah, but I haven't fixed anything recently.
It has been mostly harmless at this point. But it is unnerving when the dead don't stay dead. Especially to my patron. Within the Raven Queen's domain, death is permanent.
How much?
600.
What is the goal of this payment? Is it to kill the zombies? Is it to stop them from rising? Is it to find the person responsible for their rising?
Through my connection to the Raven Queen, I was able to find that it is something within the ley line of this land. They are unable to lay at rest, for whatever reason at the time being. If you were to restore the ley line, perhaps there is something throttling the magic energies.
I look at Magnus and I'm like, does this sound good?
I don't really know how to tell magic, aside from, like, the magic of the Wyldmother. I, like, usually do a pray and pretend I'm a tree, because I am a tree, but I pretend I'm a real tree, you know, I dig my toes in the ground and then I put my arms up in funny places and maybe I hold a leaf or two, right? And then the Wyldmother directs me. I don't know about land magic, about ground magic. What'd you say they were? Lame lines?
Something like that.
Lime lines?
Limelight.
Lime limes. I don't know about lime magic.
I do not either, but maybe there is something that is messing up the magic by channeling it or stealing it somehow. And then we just have to kill the thing that is doing that or convince it not to do it.
Sure, that sounds fine. Do we know what direction, like a place we're going? Graveyard? Right?
Graveyard is to the west of the town.
Alright. I suppose we can do that.
On the edge of a riverbank.
That does not seem good for the water supply. But it does sound very pretty.
So maybe that is an option.
Sure.
Let's do it. What do you think, Neely?
I'm sure Freya would like to stay at the tavern again tonight.
Neely looks at Saxifrage and she does the same thing where she just kind of, like, quiet and kind of confused, giving you like a, what? Shape?
Do you want to help fix an unnatural rising of the dead? That sounds right up your alley.
Mia looks back at Lucian, back at you, and then just makes chirping noises.
Neely, are you okay?
Mia turns and walks away.
She has forgotten common.
But perhaps if you were to fix this, we can arrange a discount on any of my wares.
Or gold. Gold is good.
I was suggesting both.
Oh, even better.
We'll take both.
Both is good.
Move out.
I must check on Neely. She has forgotten common.
Mealy, did you leave the building?
No, I'm sitting back in a corner.
Okay.
Neely, do you understand what I am saying to you? Neely, are you from the Blue Wood? Nod your
Mia
head.
just kind of Mia just kind of puts her hand against Saxifrage's mouth. He gives her kind of a very pointed look. Or, a very pointed look.
I do not understand. We must fix Smealy. This takes precedence over zombies. I walk out of the building and kind of like grab Mealy's hand and kind of try and drag her along.
Mia puts up no resistance.
Yep, you guys leave the shop. The door closes
Yeah, and
behind
once
you.
we're outside and the door is like fully closed, Mia's like, I don't like that person. I don't trust them. They make me scared.
Mealy, you are cured. And Saxifrage hugs her. Like,
I was not sick, but thank you. I like the hug.
I was worried that you would not be able to communicate ever again.
Well, I can chirp.
I don't think
Anyway, I don't like that person. I don't want to talk around that person. If you guys want to stop the dead, I don't mind. I like the idea of stopping the spookies. But I don't like that person.
I am not sure if I like them either. But they are offering us money, so sometimes that does not matter so much. Shall we investigate the graveyard?
Did Magnus and Freya come out with us?
I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go check out the graveyard, I guess.
As you guys walk through the city, I'd like you guys to make a perception check, please. I say city, I mean village.
This small hamlet town that
Yeah.
can't quite qualify it as its own principality.
Yeah.
It's a 19.
19? Okay.
15 from Mia.
15?
14 for both.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 21 from Mia.
Oh, wow, okay. Very different. So, actually, yeah, Mealy and Saxifrage. You notice further along on the dirt path, kind of down a little bit of an offshoot to one of the homesteads, you notice an older-looking human woman sat, kind of knees hugged to her chest, sobbing at her doorstep. You see two somber-looking figures walk through the doorway. One of them is a tiefling, one of them looks like to be a tabaxi cat person. They walk around her carrying a large object laid out on what looks to be a length of wood covered in an off-white cloth. And as they walk past her, they begin to load it into a nearby stagecoach.
I go up to one of the people who's carrying the burden.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is that a dead person?
Yeah. Care to have a little more respect?
Sorry, I do not know their name, or else I would have used their name.
As they load it in, you notice a humanoid arm kind of slide out from underneath the cloth. And as you get a
Gross.
and as you get a glimpse of it, you can see that it's wearing kind of a very shiny looking and expensive looking bracer. A lot of gems and ornate leather carvings all along it. At the sight of that, the older woman breaks down even further.
Excuse me, why is she so sad?
Who are you asking?
The people with the stretcher.
Okay. This was her son.
Oh no! What happened?
The woman kind of looks up, stops crying so much. He was sick. We thought he was getting better, but he took a turn and he stopped breathing.
Mia's gonna go up to the older woman and say, "Can I hug you? I'm so sorry."
Sure. She stands up and allows you to hug her.
Can I see if there's any minimal signs of life in this kid at all?
I mean, are you gonna investigate the body itself, or?
Yeah.
Okay, make a medicine check. As the rest of the party catches up, Laverra, you feel that cold feeling creep up the back of your neck again.
18.
you can bring him back.
I don't... Maybe I should ask consent from his mother first. Because I don't think it would be fair if I
don't
just...
think she would be happy to be reunited with him.
Well, I remember we offered to bring Danaka's wife back, but she didn't want that. So I thought it would be nice to ask first.
Then ask.
Laverra approaches the older woman.
In the meantime, your medicine check, you kind of have to shove your way through the tiefling and tabaxi that were carrying the body. But investigating it, it is a humanoid male, garbed in very similar looking armor to the bracer that you had seen. Very ornate and intricate looking. His form within it almost looks withered to the point where it's just skin stretched over, very, very malnourished muscle, very little fat, and just bone underneath. The eyes are kind of sunken in, but it looks like it is in very, very rough shape. You're not entirely sure what killed it, what killed this gentleman, but you can see kind of a lot of burst blood vessels throughout a lot of pieces of the skin. It's already bruised and yellowed and kind of decomposing.
I turn to the older woman. Oh, sorry.
No, you're
You
fine.
should probably resolve that.
You're fine, go ahead.
Okay. I turn to the older woman and go, your son must have been a warrior in his armor like that. You must have been proud.
He thought himself one.
It is very nice armor.
He looked up to a lot of heroes. A lot of good that did him.
Laverra approaches the older woman and offers her a hug, the same way that Neely did.
She takes it and kind of sobs into your feathers a bit more.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Sorry, do I know you?
No, I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself. I'm, Laverra. I'm a necromancer. I can bring people...
She immediately kind of pushes you off of her. What?
I can bring people back from their state of not being alive anymore.
Do you bring them back the same? Or are they different?
I haven't...
Like those creatures we've heard about from the graveyards. Are you
I'm
the
not...
one causing that?
I'm
We
not...
just got into town like a minute ago, lady. Like, is this not Laverra? She talks to herself a bunch, but other than that, she's pretty normal. Honestly, very sweet.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I pat and give you guidance?
Please do.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I just casually give him a little pat so he can add a D4.
Helpful.
Not helpful.
Oh.
6.
Oof. She's still eyeing
I
you.
tried.
She's still eyeing you up and down. Don't.
And Laverra's very sweet. She just... Sometimes she's very good at bringing back squirrels.
She's gonna bring back squirrels?
My son.
She did when I first met her.
Who's killing squirrels in the first place?
I don't know.
My
That's
son is not a
excellent
squirrel.
question.
Sure.
Don't try anything.
Alright.
I don't trust you.
Alright.
I'm grateful.
Mia's gonna go ahead and give Laverra like a little hug kind of thing. Like, you tried.
Magnus is gonna, like, do the watching you eyes to the lady again.
Okay.
He's letting you know he's watching you.
She stands back up and kind of hobbles back into the home.
Yeah, leave him dead.
You guys notice as the tiefling tabaxi finished loading up the body and climbing inside the stagecoach to drive it. They take off. Just these creaky wagon wheels through the dirt road of the town. It gets about 40 or 50 feet before you start to notice that the stagecoach is rocking and moving until it begins to shake violently, and you can hear screams from inside.
Whoa, whoa! Magnus takes off after it.
Sax Rage follows.
As you do, you notice, as you guys take notice of that and take off after it, you see the two bodies of the Tabaxi and the Tiefling come sailing out the back of the stagecoach.
I try to catch him. Or at least one of them.
I help. I try and catch the other one.
And you see, kind of tearing their way through the back of this canvas and tossing off the binding and everything that had on it, is the woman's son, the corpse that you had seen previously, wearing this ornate armor. You can see its muscles bulging and contorting in kind of grotesque ways. And throws everything off of it and kind of hops off the back of the stagecoach. Immediately, the horses pulling it, spooked from all the sounds and ruckus, take off down the street. And I think that's actually what we're going to call it for this week.
Woo!
Cliffhanger!
Woo. Do we have any announcements we'd like to make?
If at all you're in the region of Mesa County, Colorado, most of us will be at Mesa County Comic-Con. It is a whole $5 to get in if you don't have a library card, and if you do have a library card in this area, it is a whole free. It was really big last year. I think the numbers were like 4,000 or 5,000 people. It's getting really big. It's at Two Rivers Convention Center in Grand Junction, Colorado. And Destry, our lovely DM, is hosting a panel there. Ooh! Yep. And the rest of us should be there, hopefully, in costume.
Woo! Fun stuff.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please rate and review on whichever podcast
service.
listening service that you are doing. That would be totally awesome. We did get a rating on iTunes, and it made all of our hearts really, really happy and excited to hear that. So honestly, you will make our days if you do that for us. So
if you can give us a review or rating, it really helps us kind of spread out and reach more people, more fans, and more friends for everybody. So
Tell your friends, listen to the podcast if you like. Nice way to bond over, get excited every week for the new podcast episode.
yeah. And again, if you have any fan art, fan theories, or anything of the sort, go ahead and shout them out to us on Twitter or any way you want to reach us, and we'll be happy to talk about the show.
Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook,
YouTube.
Book,
Yeah, YouTube now.
YouTube.
Fan theory.
YouTube will be a bit behind on uploads. Hopefully I can get caught up.
Fingers crossed.
advice on how to, just love your friends a little bit better. Try and just take the time to invite somebody out for coffee sometime. I don't know.
Maybe your town has a nice discount on movies on Tuesdays.
Yes. Go spend some quality time with a friend. I think sometimes it's easy to think that you don't necessarily have to invest in friendships in the same way that you do in other types of relationships, but you totally do. People are worth the investment, and if you don't do it, don't be surprised when your friendships fizzle out. You gotta work at it. So, also it's really fun to go talk with your friend for a while, or go see a movie with them. That's fun.
Yeah.
A self-care tip for this week is clean your room, especially if you haven't in a while.
Don't tell me what to do!
It just feels nice, and it feels like you accomplished something, especially if it's been a weekend where you're just kind of sitting there and not really doing anything.
You find those things you thought you lost.
Yeah. And it's especially achieving, because you could just, your options are either spend the entire weekend watching Minecraft Let's Plays or clean your room.
Ooh.
Why are those my options?
Also, pro tip, sometimes I do both. Sometimes, not Minecraft Let's Plays, but sometimes I will watch or listen to a podcast while I'm cleaning. So, do you ever do that?
Just say you could listen.
But-
It takes about 2 hours to clean. It takes about 2 hours to listen to Bard Time stories. I'm not telling you what to do except to listen to Bard Time stories. It's these other people telling you what to do, but you know, do what you want as long as you listen into Bard Time stories.
But thank you. I'm inspired now to go clean something.
Alligators can actually cry.
I'm so sick of your shit!